Hello everyone, happy 4th of July. Wanted to quickly do an update for the VNSH holster review after having worn it for about 12 days out of the last 2 weeks. One day I wasn't allowed to wear anything due to where my work was having me going. Had to, long story short, I had to go to the airport, so I didn't want to risk bringing a firearm at all. Other than that, the other 2 days, the other day, I wore this one, my old holster, which I got many years ago. I don't think there's a tag on it, so I couldn't tell you the brand or the name of it or anything. I don't remember where I got it. I think I was about 12 or 14 when I had originally gotten this, so a solid 10 years ago at least. Originally got it to carry my dad's Glock when he would let me, or my BB gun. Usually did it outside the waistband, but for the purposes of this, also wanted to carry it concealed, so did it inside the waistband. You just take this little clip out, you put it on which side you need. So this one was just going, oh shoot, just slid right into there, clipped on the outside, right? And then, yeah, that's just the time I was wearing this one. And my updated thoughts on it are, it is comfortable, especially going from standing up to sitting down, something like that, for a little bit. For extended trips out or excursions, whatever you want to call them, I would recommend probably a Kydex would be a different version. I have another holster coming in that is Kydex, so I'll I'll go through a full review on that one and an update after I've been wearing it for a while. So initial impressions and then an update later on after I've been using it for a while, same as I'm doing for this one, and then I'll be able to compare to this one, let you know. But it is comfortable. It conceals pretty well. However, this one, I believe, conceals better and is more comfortable for longer. So this one I can go about 5.5 hours at work before it feels like I need to make an adjustment to it. This one constantly feels like I have to adjust it, especially if I want to wear it tight enough to be comfortable, because I have to wear it tight, right, so that the gun is firmly pushed against it, or against me. Again, the sitting up, standing down, don't really need to adjust. This one, you might want to pull up the barrel just to make sure it's not touching any of your jewelry down there, or your jewels. But again, like this one, you gotta have it pretty tight for it to not go up and down, for it to basically be like a second belt. And I was constantly like either wanting to adjust my underwear or my belt or this thing. And then if I was sitting down for extended periods of times, I felt like it was digging into me a lot. I had to constantly push it away from my chest or put my shirt under it because it was just scratching and itchy. This one, because it basically sits between your two legs down in there, I didn't really have that. Every once in a while I'd want to touch the outside of my pants to lift up the barrel if it was starting to squish something, and that was it. So although this I do think would be probably good if you're like doing athletic stuff, if you're like going for a run for a short duration, or if you're going just like out for a short time, I do think it's better for that. And the ease of access is a little bit better. Having my firearm in here, I still got the level 2 clip, but because of the way it sits in my pants, I'd kind of have to reach in there for it. It's a little bit harder to get an initial grip on, pull out, be ready to go. Also comes with a magazine holder, just like this one does on the sides. However, this one, it's basically sitting right up here at the top. You just unclip this. You can already have the back part of your hand gripping it how you want it to. Maybe do a small adjustment once you pull it out. This one, you basically have to like pull it out and then adjust as you're pulling it out. So I do think that this one is easier to just straight up rip it out, get good, and you're good to go. I think that this one is a little bit harder to get out quickly. So it gets points for ease of access is what I'll call it. In comparison, this one has very good ease of access. I still think a Kydex holder might be even more, easy to access, easy to rip out. So once I get one of those in, we'll do a comparison on that, because ultimately it's a good balance between comfort, ease of access, and concealment. Like I said, I do think this one conceals better, but at the trade-off of not having as good of ease of access. So if I had to make it on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd say its ease of access is a 7. I'd say its comfort is a 4, again, if you're just going on a sprint, probably going to be your best option. It's comfortable and it's not going to go anywhere as you're sprinting. If you're wearing exercise clothes, probably a really good option. If you're going from standing to sitting down and you're sitting down for extended period of times and you're wearing pants like I do, not as comfortable. So comfortability, you know, I'll be generous. I'll say it's a 4 or 5. You know, I'll say 5. I'll say 5 because, you know, you have your different circumstances. But 5 on comfort, ease of access, 7, and concealability. I think I also got to give it a 5 because, again, the more concealed you want it to be, the less comfortable it's going to be. The more comfortable you want it to be, the less concealed it's going to be. So, I'll be generous on that one too. I'll say it's a 6. I'll say 7 for ease of access, 6 for concealment, and 4 for comfortability. But, you know, if you're only going for an hour or something and you're going on a jog for an hour, this is probably going to be your choice right here. It's not going to bounce around on you. It'll still be concealed and it'll be comfortable for about that hour. If you're sitting down for an hour though, don't even bother with it. Use something like this or a Kydex holster. This one, I'll just give it a quick rating just so you can see how I'm mentally comparing the two. Comfortability, probably an 8. Very comfortable. Ease of access, probably a 3 or 4. Not super easy to get into. And again, this is all IWB, so inside the waistband, not outside or where it would be easier to access. But ease of access, 3 or 4. We'll go with 4 because we were being generous to this one. Be generous to this one. So comfortability, 7. Fuck it, 8. This thing is pretty comfortable. I never noticed it, but it gets negative marks for that ease of access. So comfortability 8, ease of access 4, and concealment 8. Honestly, so an average of this, it would be 16 plus 4, 20 divided by 3. You're looking at 6 point something as the overall rating for this one. For this one, we had a ease of access of 7, concealment of 6, and comfort of 4. So that's going to be a total of 17 divided by 3. You're looking at less than 6, high 5, so like a 5.8 or something like that. So in my personal opinion, this beats it by about 1 rating compared to this one. But, you know, I do think it's more specific case use. Like I said, if you're going to be exercising, I think this is probably the best holster you could get, bar none. Obviously, I'm not going to hold myself to that because maybe there's a Kydex holster out there that just blows it out of the park. But, I mean, it stretches. Going from standing up to sitting down is quite comfortable, quite easy. But staying sitting down, not comfortable. Running around because you have to because you have to wear it tight and it's separate from your pants. It's not weighing those down. Then you have an easier time not worrying about it jumbling around, bouncing around, maybe starting to pants you, leaning down on the front, things like that. And if you're wearing clothes like exercise clothes where you don't have a belt to clip something onto, and you'll really have to worry about your gun weighing it down, then this would be even better because it's a separate system. And still the ease of access is really good. So overall rating, about a 5.8. Overall rating for this one, about a 6.8. And yeah, would I recommend it? If you're using it for a very specific circumstance, then I think give it a try. It's not a very expensive holster compared to what's out there. It's about $50. So I don't think it'll let you down too much. But as an everyday carry for work, for extracurricular activities, all that stuff, I just don't think it fits all the needs as well as others do. So that's where I would just say no, don't everyday carry it probably. I mean, if it works for you and it's comfortable for you, then praise the Lord. That's awesome. Friggin' send it. That's cool that you were able to find a good one. It's cheap and comes with different colors and all that stuff. That's cool. It's a neat one. And it has its very specific use case scenarios that I think it will perform really well in. Other than that, I think that it does lack. But anyway, I hope this was helpful. And have a good one.